Now there's a piece of meat that is a staple with backyard barbecues or competition barbecues, and that is a Boston butt. And now if I had to put it in relation to what it is in a Fallout type of universe, I would say that it's more like a super mutant hounds Boston butt. It kind of fits well with the Commonwealth and everything like that. But today we got a new knife. I'm absolutely in love with that knife, and it might have just changed the way that I cook Boston butts because of how deep the knife went into the fat. It kind of turned the fat into little chicharrones, and my God, it turned out tasty. But y'all, sit back, relax, let's talk about some meat. Now in the Boston butt video for today, we're going to do something that I have not done as of yet, and that is inject a Boston butt with some meat church hog injection. And I want to see how this does, because I've had injected brisket now, but I've never injected Boston butt. So I wonder if this is going to have a huge difference in the taste. But we made up a rather hefty portion of this. That way we could do the top and the bottom, even though I don't know if we really need this much. And you might notice by this slight little line right there that there is a nice cut inside of the meat. And now here's the thing. I actually went out and got a better knife. I will still, just for purposes of nostalgia, still use the pink knife from sometimes. You know, I am the pink knife guy after all. But yes, I did get a better knife for these videos. And what we did is we made up an entire cup of this injection right here. And I honestly, to me, I don't know what would be a better injector, like injector cup or something like that, other than a mason jar. To me, a mason jar is one of the perfect ones. I can shake it up, or like a protein shake like cup or something like that. I think that wouldn't be bad. But yeah, one of these things about injecting your meat is you are putting in a lot of moisture. And we're also going to be doing things a little bit different. Normally, what I would do is I would just put this on and let it go until it's time to pull it off. But we're not going to be doing that. Today, what we're going to be doing is we are going to be, once it's time to be wrapped up, we're going to put it in here with a little bit of sugar-free barbecue sauce and some butter. Now look, I got some of this barbecue rub from Buc-ee's. I love Buc-ee's. I love that we're near a Buc-ee's. And this right here, to me, has a little bit of kick. And I don't know about y'all, but I like a little bit of spice in my barbecue rubs, especially when it comes to a Boston butt. Now, as always, we are going to get in here, and I'm going to struggle bust because I'm doing this one-handed, but thankfully we have that little cut in the meat right there. But yeah, I am super excited to try how this injection is. If you've done an injection into a Boston butt, let me know your experiences down in the comment section below, because this, like I said, this will be my first one. But I am super excited to see how this turns out. And the great thing is, I got a 9-pound shoulder, which is a Boston butt. It's not necessarily part of the hind end muscles. Lord of mercy, I'm about to have to just, nope. I was close. I was close. I almost had it. Chat, you can tell I've been streaming a lot more because I want to just inherently call the comment section chat. Now, I am going to use physics. That's right, engineering to the wind. Physics. Yes, science, my boy. I don't know why I didn't think about putting it up against the edge there sooner. But yeah, we're going to get in here. I'm going to get a nice little grip, and I'm trying my best not to squeeze out all of that injection. But I want to show y'all the knife that I got, because it's going to be the new baby on this channel. I think just one more side just to make sure that I get this one. I know that I got it a little bit, but I don't think I got it a lot of it. So you see, there's not a very big fat cap on here, but we are still going to be taking our knife and we are going to be making slices into the meat. And look at that. That is so, I know you can't feel how much easier that is than that pink knife, but oh my God, that is so much better. I am going to have to be very, very careful with this thing because it is very sharp. But I did also go ahead and buy a knife sharpener for the house because I've never really had a need for a knife sharpener. Look, that is like that far deep and I barely did anything. Now, since we are going to be pulling this, what we're going to do is we're going to make a little cross type section right here. That way we can open it up a little bit more and it'll kind of like butterfly out over the course of time throughout the cook. You know, it's kind of like, I'm trying to think about it. It's kind of like one of those hams that you see at like Thanksgiving and stuff like that on how people do. Now, I'm not going to be putting peppercorns and stuff in here. If you get the reference, you get the reference. But yes, my Lanta, that was too easy. That was way too easy, y'all. That, like, I don't know why I haven't gone ahead in the past and bought one of those knives. That, oh my God, yeah, if you're getting into barbecue, go ahead, spend the 20, 30, whatever bucks it is for you at your local spot. I just went to Academy and got a just normal run-of-the-mill, you know, type of like knife, and that is one that I am very excited about. Now, you know, I didn't think about this before doing this. I just made all these cuts, so really I need to be going in from this side because elsewise I'm not really going to be doing much. But you know, honestly, going from the side, it's actually not bad. Now, the good thing, what I'm going to do once I get down to a little bit left in here, I am going to dump this on top of this butt. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, dude, we are cooking with pellets now. Normally it would be cooking with gas, but I'm not doing propane. And propane accessories, dang it, that is twice in a video. Wait, no, twice in 2 videos that I've gone to the King of the Hill propane and propane accessories tank. Stop going there. I know that you're enjoying the thought of watching King of the Hill in your late 30s, almost 40 years old. You know, it's an American anime, and that's, you know, look, I learned how to play piano just so I can watch Dragon Ball Z when I was a kid. I'll tell you, when people ask me, do I watch anime? I'm like, I learned how to play piano so I can watch Dragon Ball Z. That's about as far as that goes for me personally. Now, I wonder, this is going to be so daggum juicy at the tail end of it because, dude, this is a cup. I didn't even think about how much liquid this is going to be injected in here because I'm just a backyard barbecuer. I'm not a professional cook. I'm a dude that, you know, might have indulged back in the day and like put peanut butter and chocolate on a like hamburger or something like that. You know, I may have indulged and done that sort of stuff and just tried a bunch of stuff. I don't even go by measurements. Like, honestly, like I don't go by measurements. I don't think I'm getting any more in here. I genuinely don't think I'm getting much more in here. I think it's to the point where I think I'm done. I think I'm done, and I think I'm going to put the rest of this on top. But yeah, I don't go by measurements or anything like that. I'll take them under advisement, but I genuinely don't go by like how this right here said 1/3 cup per cup of water that you do. I used a half cup scoop because I'm like, why not? And look, I'm just gonna rub all that stuff in right there. Oh, I'm gonna let this go and like pretty much be overnight. Well, not overnight. I'm gonna let it cook overnight, but we got it seasoned up and we're going to let it sit in the fridge for about 4 or 5 hours, and then we are going to come in here and we're going to put it in overnight. And I'm going to utilize the great feature of the PG-1000i, and the great feature on it is that I can put a pecan log split or a post oak or something like that, pellets or whatever have you, and it can give it a little bit more of a smoky flavor. Now I am loving this hardcore carnivore black, so I'm going to come over the top of it, because remember, we got 9.5 right there at 10 pounds of meat. We are not going to over season this, just like a brisket. And we're just going to let that sit in there, relax in the fridge, go ahead, wrap it up for about 4 or 5 hours, then put it in there overnight to smoke. But yeah, I cannot wait to see what this injection does and see if it's my new go-to in the future. Now, before we get ready to put this butt on the grill overnight, I just want to give you a quick look at what she is looking like. It's looking so daggum good. I cannot wait to try this tomorrow when it is ready. But today, I'm going to tell you about one of my favorite features that this PG-1000i has. You see, right there on the left-hand side is the fire pod. And you might be wondering, what is that slat of metal right there? Well, friends, what if I told you that that slat of metal can fit this piece of wood in here? That's right, a piece of pecan wood. And I'm sorry, it's a tan piece of wood and the light is directly on it, so you might not be able to actually see everything about it. But yeah, that is the curse of me using this heckin' light that I'm using, this just shop light. But it fits right in there. We come over here and then we take this, set it on top like that, and bam, shazam, now it's going to heat that piece of wood up, and this right here is going to keep it from catching on fire and just flaming out of control. But because it is a pellet grill, it needs every bit of help that we can provide it, and the folks over at Cookshack made that little contraption, and I absolutely love it to death. But now it is time to get this over here on the grill, and we're just going to leave it like that all night long. And when I wake up at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, we're going to test the temperature, and then it might be time to wrap it up. But yeah, that is what she's looking like. So I may come back out here in about 2 hours just to see what she's doing, but it's about time to go to bed here soon. So I don't know, maybe I just let it roll. Now, I may be up a little bit later than I normally am, working on a mod list that someone showed me today, and I finally got it going. But y'all, this thing is looking absolutely amazing. Just like the continuance of my new Vegas playthrough is going to look. Oh my. The cuts on the top of this is looking good. It is definitely going to be one of those that I am very excited to try out when the morning comes. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead, turn the heat up a little bit, and let it go for the night. We're going to be rocking at about 250, 265 roughly for the rest of the night, and I'll wake up about 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning to take this and let it rest and then pull it apart. Now, as you can tell, it's a little bit brighter than it normally would be at 5:30 or 6 o'clock in the morning. And well, friends, that's because it's 8 o'clock in the morning and I totally overslept. And we just took a temperature of this ye old Boston butt. And y'all, I just want you to know, I woke up at the perfect time, because that is buttery smooth. And it's up to 209 right now, so I have not a problem with that. But look at this. Look, no, it's just doop, doop, doop. That is probing butter smooth. Now we are going to let this cool down to about 150, 160, and then we are going to pull this. But I am so excited, even just to take one of these little pieces. Oh no, what happened there? Well, I guess I gotta eat it now. So let me put this right here, and I'll have that as a little morning snack with my coffee. Now, as Guga says, this does not look that pretty, but y'all, I cannot wait to get in here and see how this tastes. Oh my, look. You gotta love it. You absolutely have to love when a bone just comes out like that. My Lanta. Oh my God, this is just falling apart. Look at how juicy this is inside. Oh my gosh. Hold on a second. I just wanted to try it. You know, I've had a cup of coffee this morning. I'm about to have my second cup of coffee. And a little brisket. I mean, a little Boston butt never goes, you know. It always goes good with breakfast. I'm still thinking about that brisket. I'm going to be real with you. I love that daggum bark. My God. Now these, I don't know if you can tell, but look at that nice smoke ring around this entire piece of meat. Oh my. Jesus Christ, y'all. This is looking amazing. And now these are those little spots that we did on the top with a small little cut. I like how it exposed the fat, and it kind of gives it a little bit of crunch. So I'll definitely do that in the future, because random little bits of burnt, well, not really burnt, but dried out fat throughout this is really going to help the texture to me, so it's not all just the same. It's little pieces like this right here. But I'm a fan of like bacon that is crispy, not like soft bacon or anything like that. But y'all, that injection definitely helped save this butt from me oversleeping. But look at it. It's so daggum juicy in here. Like, the fat has been rendered out wonderfully. The flavor profile that you get from that injection just being in there and extra moisture. Yeah. This week is going to be a good barbecue sandwich week. Oh my God. You know what? There is a reason why I had this plate. I'm going to make me a plate of barbecue this morning. But thanks so much for taking time out of your busy day to check this video out. Let me know what you'd like to see us do in the future. Thank you so much to the channel members. Y'all have a great and wonderful day out there in the wasteland. Peace. Love you.